Hey guys, Jagus here. This is Jagus Reviews. Alright, so today we are going to be doing the Gemini GRV-650L. It's the Ultra Rave series. They do have one size bigger, which I believe is about a Party Box 120 size. So eventually I will get that just to see. I believe this thing is around the 150 mark or slightly under. And then we're putting it up against the Phillips X7207. And it goes from $200 on Amazon all the way down to about $130, I believe, on B&H website, I believe it is. So both of these are relatively very similar in price, similar setups. They both have one 6.5-inch woofer and two 2-inch tweeters. The Gemini is front ported though, and it does have a lot of bass. It has cool lights, very much like the JBL Encore lights. The Philips has lights that are 360. They go all the way around. Really cool setup, but it has two passive radiators on the sides, so different kind of bass, different kind of sound, as you'll see. But if you guys want something that's like, you know, sounds like a JBL Encore, but you can't afford it, or sounds, you know, good that can compete against like a JBL Boombox 3 or the W King X20, but you just can't afford $300, $400, $500 speakers. I think these are two great speakers to basically give you a great sound kind of like that, but at a very much better price range. So out of these budget speakers, let's see which one sounds better. We're going to start them at 40%. And I believe it's starting with the Gemini. And let me make sure I've got everything going. Alright, so let's start now. Gemini, 40%.
On the rail, I wrap it, I bag it, I pack it for sale. Got feeling on speed out, hit me a chill. I give it a
Phillips.
If I get a plot, that ain't real. Come to my section and flex, we can tell. I got a show and she dipping them nails. I'm flipping my L's, I know they can tell. I did it too much, they hit me for favors. Been him since the cable was cut in the cradle. What's up, only right that I do it colossal until I'm a boss, so they want me to fail. Look, we prevail. Jump on your tail. Know that
Gemini.
telling them tales, just know how to tell. That's for the sale. Hey, they talk like they got it, but they need to stop it. I'm leading with logic, my heartbeat is frosted. I see they got optics, I need it from Charlotte. 60%. She need with the top and it's obvious. They need him a target, I'm dodging in darts, make her reach for the stars. I'm jumping, I'm forcing the punt off the runs. I'm moving with
Phillips.
Yeah, it's nothing. From nothing to something I'll never be. Tycoon and I'm Jay with the thizzle face. I'm nothing my section has ever seen. Run the ice on my punch, I don't need a screen. I'm Curry, I push it from 30 deep. Do the pin and the pad like it's surgery. She been curving you just to flirt with me. Tootie tucked off, but the jewels out. I just sit at home with a full mouth. I'm a rare breed when the moon out. I'ma stop playing by the rules now. I been ran place, need a new route. Queen said she needs space in a new house. Mom told me that she pray for the kid every day. No wonder I'm getting paid for the
Gemini.
They ass, bitch, I'm on the rail. I wrap it, I bag it, I pack it for sale. Got feeling on speed out, I hit me a chill. I give it a thrill, I put it on. If the side get a plot, that ain't real. Come to my section and flex, we can tell.
Phillips. Alright, let's do some gas money. Let's take them up to 80%. Still on Phillips.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me.
Ultra Rave?
Gemini. With me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Hey, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation.
Phillips.
Nation gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding dotted line. Turn your heart rate to a dotted line. Yeah, my zodiac probably dollar sign. Got the energy to win it, I'm feeling great. Got a date with destiny, focusing on my fate. I don't give a fuck what you rapping, you been a fake. I'm everything that they ain't, it can't be, it won't be. Wanna see me fall, I can't go, I won't leave. Coming from the block with plain clothes.
Ultra Rave, Gemini.
To the top with bankrolls and rollies. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's
Phillips.
That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, 12 can't really stop. Just don't still push it like a mouse pit. Ice dripping, think I'm hot. In the yellow bucket with the mop stick. I've been chugging jams like wholesale. Everything must go sell.
Let's try some combat as real full blast. Phillips. Gemini. Phillips. Gemini. Last but not least, let's try some R&B. Still on Gemini, full blast.
I don't wanna be crazy no more. Every time I think you're gonna walk
Phillips.
my door, I start to jump to the conclusion you don't love me no more. Babe, give me some to work with, can you just reassure
Gemini.
me? I'll end it before it starts. Call it protecting my heart. Hurt disguised as strength.
Phillips.
But it is self-sabotage my love.
All right, I think that gives us a good example of what these are capable of. So they both sound good. They've got decent amounts of bass up into about that 60 to 80% mark, and they're both sounding good. Now, the Gemini has a lot more bass, so its bass is on par with the Encore. The only difference with the Gemini, it doesn't reach quite as low as the Encore. I did do a test against them, but as far as bass goes, the Gemini has a ton of bass. It definitely outperforms the Phillips. The Phillips has a more flat, neutral sound. It's not crazy highs, mids, or bass. It kind of gives you just a very flat, even response to my ear with it. And so I do really like the Phillips with that. I like the lights on the Phillips and everything, although I don't think I have had them turned on. I don't remember. But, so sorry about that if I didn't. Anyways, so really with the Phillips, you are getting a pretty smooth sound. Now I do have it on bass boost too. It can sound like it's struggling a little bit. Slight distortion does happen with some songs and stuff on bass boost 2 with it all the way up. So that's a tiny bit of a drag. Other than that, though, it really does sound good. It's got a great sound to it, and I love the shape and lights of it. I should have had those lights on, my bad for not. But you've seen in my other videos, the lights are kick butt, and they are definitely a huge selling point for it. Now, when it comes to the sound of the Gemini, its lights are cool too. It's got very JBL Encore vibe lights. Great little lights. The sound of it is quite good though. Not gonna lie, they have made... I never really listened to a lot of Gemini speakers until I got this one. And I'm very pleasantly surprised. It's well worth the money. I think it's worth JBL Encore prices, to be completely honest. The highs are great. They're super present. The bass is monstrous on it. Like, you actually do feel it in your chest. Whereas the Phillips, you're hearing it, but it doesn't have the same power as the Gemini. The only thing about the Gemini is, at full blast with bass boost on and everything, it doesn't distort. There is some port noise that happens out of those front firing ports. That's the only thing that I've noticed, the only con really to it. Otherwise, it's got a great sound. It's loud. It's very much, it was louder than the Phillips. It's louder than the Encore. It's kind of right up there with like the W King X20. Probably not quite as loud, but like it's louder than the Skull Candy Barrel XT and all of these other speakers. So it definitely has a loudness, a very robust bass, and a good sound as well. It can get some port noise out of the front firing ports. That's my only qualm with it. And I wish it had a bigger battery. But out of the two, these are both great options for their price. I think that they both compete super well for their price. They're just going to appeal to a slightly different audience, but they both have good sound. I give the win to the Gemini personally because I am more of a bass machine, and the highs are crisper, just had a little bit better of a sound. Like I said, I wish I would have put the lights on with the Phillips because it's definitely more party vibe. Party lights, has a good sound, very punchy, and a good flat sound. It's not overpowering in any of the, sounds really that it's displaying, the highs, the lows, the mids. So both worth their price. I do love my Gemini. Like I said, it really keeps up with all of the big boys and actually outperforms some of them for quite a good price. It's around the 125 to 150 mark at the moment, and it's very well worth it. Phillips is about the 130 to 200 mark, and I think it's very, very well worth it in that price range. Now, once you get up, if you want to spend an extra $100, obviously the Encore is going to outperform the Phillips, and the deep bass is going to outperform for the Encore against the Gemini. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. What do you guys want to see next?